Hi friends, welcome back to Sarah's Next Chapter. My name is Sarah and in this video we are going to be talking about the myth of Medea. So grab yourself a coffee, cup of tea, water, juice, whatever you fancy, and let's get into it. Quick side note, if you hear any noises, I have left my window open because it's pretty warm today. Other noises you might hear is my belly rumbling because I'm really hungry. And literally after I film this video I'm going to go out and buy stuff for brunch. Another quick disclaimer that I like to do at the start of any of my Greek mythology related videos is that I'm by no means a Greek mythology expert, I'm just very passionate about the subject. So everything that I'm presenting in these videos are just from my own findings. I'm not a historian, I'm not an expert, I just really love the genre. So with all that being said, let's get into it. Today we are going to talk about Medea. Now Medea is possibly one of the most controversial figures in Greek mythology. So, here comes the trusty iPad. So, a brief synopsis of the myth of Medea is Medea is the daughter of Aeetes, and Medea is actually a witch. And she uses her powers to help Jason complete the various tasks Aeetes sets for him and ultimately to secure the Golden Fleece. Most of Jason's success can be attributed to Medea. She betrays her family for him ultimately, and they are exiled and they go to live on Colchis. Now, after they are married and have children, Jason sets his sights on a younger princess called Glauce. He aspires to marry her and become the ruler of Corinth one day, so he abandons Medea and his children. Seeking revenge, Medea curses a bridal gift for the princess and the princess dies horrifically. Now, in the myth as I know it, Medea gives her a dress and a crown, I believe, or tiara, and the items are dipped in poison, and when the princess puts them on, her body literally dissolves from the poison. It's graphic, it's gritty, it's gruesome. No one quite does a gruesome scene like the Greeks, to be honest with you. But it's a scene that always sticks out in my mind from any adaptations that I've read or seen. Anyway, so Medea then wishes to further get her revenge, and she actually commits, I think it's not infanticide, it's filicide. Basically, she takes the lives of her and Jason's children. Now, there is some debate over that last section. Well, there's debate over all of it. It is mythology at the end of the day, so it is a story. But anyway, I got this excerpt from the website Mythology Planet. So here it says, Medea wanted further revenge on Jason, and she exacted it in the worst way imaginable. According to the ancient Greek tragedian Euripides, Medea murdered her two sons, Mermerus and Pheres, that she bore through Jason, and stopped him from giving them a proper burial afterwards. Medea then fled Corinth for Athens with the help of Helios, who is her grandfather, who provided her with a dragon-driven chariot. This latter fact may indicate that the gods did not completely disagree with Medea's actions. But did Medea really kill her children? Well, some scholars contend that Medea never did kill her two sons in cold blood, and that this was solely a later version of the story created by Euripides in the latter part of the 5th century BC. Some scholars, including legendary Greek poet Creophilus, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, Creophilus, believed that Mermerus and Pheres were stoned to death by the citizens of Corinth, and that Medea was not responsible for the death of her two sons. Eumelus of Corinth, a semi-legendary Greek epic poet, contended that Medea did kill her children, but that she did so by accident as she tried to immortalise them by burying them alive beneath the temple of Hera. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of different narratives that go along with this story. Everyone has a slightly different take on it. So a classic text that I want to mention as a recommendation is the play Medea by Euripides. So this was my sort of first introduction, if you will, into Medea. I studied acting at college and university, and it was this was considered a heightened text. So we studied Greek tragedies as well as Shakespeare and things like that. But I would say this one is probably the most well-known and popular take on the myth. It has been performed thousands of times all over the world. But I did also want to mention another version of Euripides' Medea, and that is Medea by Liz Lockhead. Now, Liz Lockhead is a renowned Scottish poet and playwright, and she wrote a slightly modernised Scottish take on Euripides' Medea. In Lockhead's version, Medea speaks in an earthy Scottish dialect, and I really feel like that enhances her feminine rage and her primal nature. She uses words like great and bairn, and it's just so powerful to hear the character of Medea portrayed in my own dialect. I don't say bairn right enough. We would say wains, like coming from this anywhere near Glasgow, you would kind of say wains, but bairn is definitely still used in like Falkirk and Edinburgh and other places like that. Bairn just means child, if you're wondering, and greet means to cry, like you're greeting, you're crying. So that's a really good word actually. I do like that word. But yeah, so we performed. Well, I wasn't in it, but half of my class performed Medea, Liz Lockhead's version, when I was in college, and it was. I just thought it was awesome. It was my first. It was the first time I'd seen it on stage, and I thought they did so well, and I just thought it was so awesome to hear this Greek chorus. Most of my class were Scottish, so yeah, we did it completely in our own dialect, and first I just think the Greek chorus in a Scottish accent, there's something really powerful about that. I mean, I just think there's something powerful about a Scottish accent, full stop, but especially hearing it all together, and it was all women doing it when we did it. I don't know, there was something really special about it. I still think about it to this day. It was really, really powerful. So now we're on to the retellings that have become popular nowadays. The first one I want to tell you about is Medea by Rosie Hewlett. Now, I just have to read you the first sentence in this book. When I was a child, I turned my brother into a pig. I mean, like, that's just... When I read that sentence, I was like, this is going to be a good book. I'm going to like this book. It's like, just straight up, this is going to be twisted. This is going to be about weird. It's going to be dark. There's sibling rivalry. I mean, it's ticking a lot of boxes for me. So yeah, I thought this was a really, really good book. And this retelling and the other retelling I'm about to talk about goes back to the start. So whereas Euripides' Medea and Liz Lockhead's Medea starts when Jason has already decided that he's leaving Medea for Glauce, this goes right back. This is like the origin story. So we see Medea when she's younger. We see her realising that she is a witch and that she's got magical powers. She meets her aunt Circe, who is of course a witch as well. She goes through a lot of turmoil with her family. She meets Jason. We see how their relationship sort of morphs, and the betrayal of her family, and how she leads him through the tasks and helps the Argonauts and all this kind of stuff. And then obviously we get the Euripides bit, you know, when Jason is betraying her and all that kind of stuff and the fallout from all that. So yeah, I just thought it was really cool because, you know, Medea is a character I've known about for a long time, and it was really cool to like see her origin story in this one. I just thought it was really, really well written, quite gritty, quite dark, but also really poetic. So I would definitely recommend this one. I think it's very accessible as well. And the other retelling I want to tell you about is No Friend to This House by Natalie Haynes. So we get lots of different perspectives in this book, and we actually get the perspective of the ram, where the golden fleece comes from is this like golden ram, and that actually becomes a character in the book, which is really cool. I don't know if the ram is ever a character that has an actual voice in the older texts, but I've certainly never heard of that, so I really liked it. I thought it was really good. Also, crucially, in this text, Medea doesn't kill her sons out of revenge, but she does it more to spare them from the wrath of the people of Corinth, which I thought was a really interesting take. As I said at the top of this video, there's so many like conflicting views on Medea, and particularly what, you know, her taking the lives of her children. There's so many different avenues you can go down with that, different takes on it. I think that's what makes it a really interesting myth. Um, but I think it's cool that she's had a bit of a resurgence and that she's been centered in the story, and I think there's more to her story than how it ends. Basically, I think when most people think of Medea, they think, oh yeah, she was the one that unalives her sons, and actually there is more to her myth. She has more substance than that, and not that I'm saying there's a reason for that, but there are a series of events that lead up to that event, and you kind of have to put it in context. Like, I hate Jason so much. I'm such a Jason hater. He's just so narcissistic, and I don't really think there's a version of this myth where Jason comes off particularly well, which is interesting. I mean, we can get into a whole debate about heroes as well. I think there's a lot of them that really actually don't come off that well. Maybe I'll do another video where we discuss heroes like Jason, Perseus, Hercules, and all that kind of stuff, Achilles. Maybe I'll do a separate video on heroes. But regardless, we all know the names of these great Greek heroes, and I think it's really good that the women are getting a voice in these retellings. Even if they are still very problematic characters, at least we're getting to hear their side of it, and I think that's really cool. So yeah, long live the myth of Medea. I think it is a really fascinating one. I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned in there. She definitely trusts Jason, and I think the tragedy of Medea is that she's so desperate to be loved and to get out of the situation that she finds herself in with her family that she really does throw her lot in with Jason quite quickly and ignores a lot of the red flags, which we've all been there. So yeah, as with every Greek myth, there are nuggets of wisdom, there are cautionary tales embedded in all of them, and I think Medea is definitely one of those. So let me know what you think about Medea, or any of these retellings, any of the plays, or just the character itself. Let me know what you think about her in the comments below. And if you want me to do a bit more of this, if you want me to do a video on heroes or any other Greek mythology characters, I do totally love this topic, so please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.